And I'm back. Alright. I hope you all had plenty of time to get yourself drinks. Right, how are we doing down here? Have we run low on? No, we haven't. Good, good, good. Alright, let's get the pipes that will manage the colony's water supply done as a bit of a priority. And same from over here, really. Well, actually, yeah, let's use Unity to get that one done. That way we can start stockpiling the water straight away. These tanks will empty out pretty quickly. Then we can immediately break them down. Right, there we are. I didn't get a drink in. In fact, I didn't leave my chair. I did type a bunch of things. Oh. What did you type, Bella? Okay. We've gone all the way through the Mechanics album. Chat, do you want me to turn off the background music for a bit and you can just enjoy the ambient sounds of the game? Or do you want us to move over to a different background track? Hey, Warnish. Right, we're going to want to automate our copper production. Rather soon, as it happens. More music, but a different track. Okay. Well, I'm going to need some suggestions then, in that case. Kerbal Space Program. Ah, okay. I'm seeing a lot of things here, but no, like, official one. You like the Endless Space or Endless Legend OST? Let's have a look at that. Endless Space 2 original game soundtrack. Okay. Let's see how this one goes for a bit. Okay, I actually think we need a second truck over here. So let's replace the one we just made. Just used, rather. And while all of that's happening, 'tis time for us to automate the things down here as well. Though that being said... yeah. Let's just automate the basics first. So, first and foremost, going to want 2 storages. Gonna line them up? No, we're gonna line them. We're gonna have them to the side. So one there, probably one here as well, and then another about here for the slag. Okay, we'll wait for those to be made. But while all of that is happening, we're now in a position where, honestly, we can have a look at quite a few things. Like, for example, getting irrigated farms. Or the captain's office up and running. And the captain's office would be a very nice addition. So let's go ahead and build the captain's office. We'll build it down here by the research labs. Right about there. And I'm going to make that one a priority for us to build. Should be able to get it going rather sharpish. Right, there we go. All of the water for our industrial tasks is now automated over here. How are we going down here? We're going quite well, actually. Alright, not bad at all, not bad at all. I could perhaps automate this a little bit more. Perhaps a bit more in line with what I'm doing elsewhere. Sure, let's do that. We're going to have... probably something along the lines of this. And then a maintenance depot in the middle. And we'll have a couple of these lined up. So I'll be able to fit a few of these going down, like easily 3. And then on either side, this is probably the easiest one to automate, to be fair. Something like that. And then just have conveyors bringing the materials in. On either side, all the way down. Since these are more of an immaterial item, we don't actually store it anywhere. It should be fairly easy to set up. Do I need more vehicles? Because I am seeing queues. Don't like seeing those queues, if I'm perfectly honest. What say you, chap? Do we need more? I think we might. Let's have coal being stockpiled here. We want copper ore stockpiled there, and we want slag over here. And for that to be emptied. I do not have the farms irrigated yet. That is definitely something I do want to work on. But I'm currently focusing my construction materials too down here. Actually, that being said, they've all been done. So yes, we could now focus on this. And in fact, I could just quick build it to get the first one up and running. There we go. Now, with that, there's a couple of things we could do. I could happily have all of the farm's outputs conveyed via a transporter all the way down and then just loaded straight into the buildings down here. Actually, let me build a storage for that first. Do I want much more storage for this or not? Let's go with a lot of storage. If I have the means to, I would like a lot of stockpiled food. For those rainy days, you know? My people might get very hungry during the massive feasts that we're going to hold. Now, these conveyor belts are going to cost me a decent amount of power to run, so it's not a small thing to automate all of this. Okay, I want this to go up all the way. Let's take you all the way up there, across, and down. Oh, perfect. Nice. How long am I going to stream for? Oh, how long is a piece of string, eh? Now, as for the farms, let's get these pipes over there. You know what? The farms probably could do with a bit more storage. Oh, that's the wrong way around. A bit more water storage in them. Simply because farms can use so much. We won't go any further than that, but having that little bit extra is going to be useful. Let's bring this all the way down. Sure, we'll bring it all the way down at that point. There we go. That'll be our first irrigated farm. These are all completely full, which is amazing to see. Ooh, wow, that's going to take 9 units to quick build, my lord. Let's not. In fact, let's stop unitying our maintenance. Though, what is our maintenance at the moment? Ooh, 97 a month. We're actually getting to the point where we're going to need 2 of these running. So, yeah, just as well I'm looking to automate it. Because that is going to start getting nasty expensive. Oh, and additionally, should probably get that being delivered to the iron area there. Oh, that's looking so much better now, though. That is genuinely starting to look great. We're not quite at the point where we could sustain 2 of them, though. I'm going to need more trucks for that. A lot more. Still, we're getting there. Right, no research selected. That was very silly of me. Let's go ahead and pick up some edicts. How are we doing for petrol and diesel? Sorry, petrol and diesel. Crude oil and diesel. Petrol and diesel, my lord. Yeah, the queue on the trucks is getting a bit silly. And then it drops down to 0. So basically, this is... I can't imagine that is any sort of average. It reacts too aggressively. It'll go from like 1 to 200 seconds in queue to 0. I think it is how long has the oldest job been waiting. It's the way that that works. I think that that's the way it works. Right. Oh, there we go. Captain's quarters is set up. We've got 90 months of food. Let's give everyone double rations. Actually, it's not even double rations. We're giving everyone an extra almost third. Hooray! Hello, Orbital Split. How you doing, mate? Blood Bunny, can you hover over it and give details? What hover over what? There is actually extremely little chat delay on my streams. I just have the memory of a forgetful goldfish. The Q seconds, sure. It doesn't tell me anything there. It doesn't seem to give any further details, unfortunately. Right now, our one fuel tanker is managing quite well to keep all of the excavators fueled. Why are you going back with half fuel? You could have gone on to do the other one, you dummy. Wow. Power is maxing again. It will from time to time. There's not a lot we can do about that. So, when certain things all turn on at once, it's going to hit us a bit, but... We wasted potatoes. Travesty. No more wasted potatoes, I say. How much do we need done? Sure, I'll blow the Unity on it. At least that will get the food out of the farms. Still going to take us a while to get this built, but hopefully sometime soon we can get it done. Where on earth are you going? Oh, are you coming down here? Oh, we have. We've actually finished the work up there. Now we need an excavator to finish that little bit of ramp there, but yeah, our dump truck's now having to travel quite a fair old way, and we're going to start creating an artificial dock platform. That happened faster than I was expecting. Right now, the trucks are manually delivering water to the irrigated farm. I'm going to wait for these to both be done first, but hopefully they can be done relatively quickly. Right there, that one's done. Right, okay, we can start emptying out the farms of all the stored food. Ah, glorious times are these when my people will be fed well. I am happy. As far as construction materials go, though, iron is a real problem. Why that is such a problem, I have no idea. Please empty the iron out. Make sure we have some iron kept down here. There we go. Just make sure you take it out there, ideally when there is a full load of iron available to be moved. Oh my lord, my coal trucks have nowhere to store the coal. This is just the strategy game player in me, I guess specifically the Soupcom player in me, or well, not Soupcom, more Total Annihilation, but seeing a backlog of materials is scratching at the sides of my brain incessantly. It's like I'm not building fast. I'm actually stockpiling materials. I'm not building enough. We've done a good job of emptying that out. There we go. We've now got building materials for a long while, which is nice. And we are splitting them evenly, which is also nice. Watching Aavak play this makes me want to play Dyson Sphere again. There's a lot of similarity here with Dyson Sphere. This and Dyson Sphere, yeah, absolutely. There we go. Automatic delivery of food. Truly, these are wonderful times we live in right now. Right, we're going to just get that going so that my trucks no longer have to deliver water manually. This is a really beautiful OST. Okay, so coal. Is coal on the bottom? No, coal is on the second, so we want... how did I set these up? Yeah, all on the bottom. Such a beautiful voice, too. Go. Now, coal. There we go. And finally... three. You can park there and all the way down to about here. And then we should, I'm hopeful, be able to just connect it up. No, not quite. Okay, fair. There we go. This should always be emptying. This should be keeping some. This should be keeping some as well. Edicts complete. Now, I could increase pop growth or I could reduce food demand, but at this point, let's start getting power generation in preparedness for advanced diesel. That's now my priority. This should be kept full. That should be kept full. There we go. Little by little, everything is becoming that slight bit better automated. Those queues, though, are completely untenable. Let's get another one. How are we doing for diesel? Ooh, we are not full on diesel anymore. I'm a little bit concerned about that, actually. So we might make that one of the last trucks that we just make. Obviously, as every little bit of our factory gets that slight bit more automated, less truck... there's less need for the trucks to be constantly active. So every little bit of this is helping. Just while I'm building it, of course, you know, my trucks are having to do a lot of long journeys. Okay, the next big job for us, realistically, is to repair the docks. It's going to cost us 10 Unity or 50 construction parts. I'll allow them to do it through construction parts. Now we've got everything working over here, it's literally just as fast as this one can produce it, more or less. This looks cool. Never heard of it. New game in early access? Yeah, it's in alpha, Siren. Bilal, I don't suppose you could be amazing and make a quick link for us. In fact, I'll paste the link for you. It should... Well, you know what? Grab the link from my YouTube video. And if you could just make a quick command in chat, then I'll add that one to, like, where to buy, for example. Okay, how's the water doing? Water's doing amazing. How's the water doing over here? Amazing. Excellent. Things are looking good. Things are looking very good right now. Right, time for this to be gone. And we'll rebuild this one down here. Their web page, Bilal, because the Steam page will only allow people to wishlist. Or you can make the link do both. Like Steam and web. But if people want to support it and gain access to the alpha before, you know, December when it goes into beta, or indeed Q1 next year when it goes into full release, then they can do that through the main web page. Right. I'm noticing a lot more movement now of my coal trucks. That being said, there's still a couple hanging out that have nothing else to do. Okay, slowly increasing. I would like these to only empty when there is a full load to go somewhere, if possible. Of course, it's not always going to be possible, but... Yeah, it's always fun to see what different studios consider alpha, beta, and 1.0. Right. We're comfortably managing this. I think it may be time for us to increase our iron production very soon. I would like to get to advanced diesel, but that's going to require some exploration. Let's get a new maintenance step up because we are definitely going to need a new one. Place it there. There we go. There we are. Yeah, sure, get cap is fine. I'll just add it to the title now. There we go. Thank you, mate. If anyone notices people asking in chat where they can get the game, by all means, use the command. There we are. It's starting to move a little bit faster now. Alright, we're stockpiling a lot of building materials. So, it is now time for us to start expanding out our metal production, I feel. Oh, I hadn't considered that a problem, but that is a problem. Okay. Right, I am going to need to build this slightly differently. That. And then break this one down, because I need that to be clear for my pipe to go across for the exhaust. What's the pile of little grey ground next to my wastewater dump? I'm building out the ground there. That's basically slag from my furnaces that I'm dumping to create a new landmass. Effectively, I'm creating a new dock area. And the ship dock is ready. Woohoo! Okay, now the next step is to repair our ship. Now that one's going to require quite a lot of metal, so it's kind of why I went ahead to prepare it now. That being said, we're also going to need some more diesel. So time for us to hook all of that up. As we now need to start filling the dock with fuel ready for the ship. While all of that is happening, we need some more metal casters. Molten channels. Power generation 2 is up. And since we can, let's go ahead and improve our power generation, get mechanical power storage going. Right, we've got way too much Unity, so we need to start using some of that up. I would like you to use less diesel and less maintenance for a little while. How are we doing for food? We are still way good on food. We are frankly amazing on food, in fact. Can we bring that in? Oh, that's the wrong type. We need the loose storage for this one. And then we want coal there. Perfect. And this we can just continue to expand at this point. Warning, low diesel. Yes, the moment we hooked that up, it basically drained our diesel supply. Like so. I'm going to tell it to keep that diesel there. When that diesel is put in there, I want it reserved for the ship. And at this point, we're going to start producing metal fast enough that we can go ahead and ready that. Right, how are we doing in terms of our overall availability? I would say we're doing okay. We've got 7 trucks. We even had one of them idle, I believe. How are we getting the diesel? We're mining crude oil and then refining it into diesel. We've got some crude oil pumps over here, gathering crude oil. That's being piped down here. We are using coal and crude oil to use a very brute force basic version of distilling, which is taking 12 crude oil, 4 coal, giving us 6 diesel, 2 wastewater, and 4 waste exhaust. We're burning off the, well, not burning off, but we're venting the exhaust. We are pouring the wastewater into the ocean. I know, naughty us. And the diesel is being then sent down to the diesel generators and to the fuel station, where our tanker truck is responsible for being dispatched to any excavators that are about to run out of fuel and top them up so they don't have to make the journey. Making all the same mistakes as humanity before the apocalypse. To be fair, though, humanity before the apocalypse had all of the technology and the massive infrastructure required to run green energy. See, this is... I'm gonna hashtag real talk right now, because I see so many people saying, "Oh my God, China! Oh my God, India!" about their use of fossil fuels. It's all well and good. People in like Germany or Britain or America, thumbing their nose at someone who uses fossil fuels. That being said, America doesn't really thumb their nose at it, but the other countries. Like, oh, you should be using renewables. We should protect the planet. It's like, yeah, it's fine for us to say that now that we've built an enormous, massive, behemoth-like infrastructure from burning fossil fuels and having all of that dirty industry in the beginning that allowed us to expand our industrial capabilities to the point that we could churn out green generation. It's entirely another thing for someone who hasn't gotten to that point yet. We wouldn't be in the position to be poo-pooing those who don't have that kind of infrastructure in place if we hadn't done it first. But, you can research green generation, and you absolutely should. Pollution, I don't think is modeled yet, but it definitely has already laid the foundation such that I fully expect, for you to be using polluting industry, for that to have a massive negative effect on things. Brits aren't exactly clean energy producers, though. As it happens, Scotland is ridiculously kind of leading the field level, ridiculously big on green generation. But there's a practical reason. It's not because it's good for the planet. It's because it's stupidly costly to try and move other forms of energy around. Like having gas pipe networks through the Highlands, no. However, wind turbines off the shores of Scotland, very much yes. Every country has a different ability. Like, you look at equatorial countries, and they've probably got for more northern or southern countries, solar is much less of a guarantee. The wrong season, and you're going to get virtually nothing out of your solar. I understand. I'm not saying it literally won't produce anything in winter. It will. It's just like to meet the needs of a very well-developed nation, probably nowhere close. But in equatorial regions where it was a much more stable amount of sunshine, and in many parts much clearer weather on the norm, solar is a much more viable solution. Any island nation can probably do an amazing job with wind power. Just coastal wind farms, and likewise tidal generation. More landlocked nations, it really does depend on where they are, what options they've got. Angelfall, yeah, Scotland has got a lot. In fact, that's what I was talking about, like with leading the field kind of stuff. The amount of money that Scottish generation, that is, the utility companies have invested in research and developing prototypes of tidal generators is actually quite a lot. They might not be the like. They might not literally be leading the world sort of thing, but they're definitely in the top. They are in the kind of inner circle of the people who are pushing the boundaries with tidal generation specifically. And again, Scotland's got vast wind farms, which is interesting because Scotland does have oil reserves. But, you know, there's lots of other ways of... realistically, we're not going to power our planet on wind and tidal and solar. We're more likely... Like, when it gets to the point where... Like, if we get to the point, you know, if we don't kill ourselves first. If we get to the point where we're really serious about that sort of stuff, it's more likely that we're going to be generating our energy in much more exotic ways. Nevertheless, we have finally got the ability to explore, so let's start exploring. It would help if I had a crew on the ship. Don't try to explore with your ship without a crew, people. As much as you are a good captain, you cannot captain a massive cargo vessel like this. Not by yourself. Now that we've got energy generation down here, let's set up settlement power as well. We are going to need a lot of that. How are we doing for food? We're actually doing really well for food. We are getting low on pops, though, interestingly. Okay, I'm going to unpause this for a little bit. Let's see if we can't bring some more people in. Can your vehicles reach both maintenance centers? I think you blocked one out. They don't need to reach them, thankfully. Maintenance is kind of a... They can reach it, though. They can go to the back, or they can go to the front. But they're now being supplied automatically. But maintenance is kind of a... It's a... how should I put it? It's more of an abstract resource. It doesn't have a physical thing. Because maintenance is kind of like... a couple of boxes of screws, some nails, some spare fan belts, pipes. You know, it's less of an actual resource and more of a kind of a high concept resource, I guess. High concept. I need to play Disco Elysium. Eventually. We have already found an oil rig. Hooray! Let's continue our exploration. Also, Aavak's more exotic ways of feeding children into the furnace. No. Aavak's more exotic ways is feeding children into the vast mound of flesh that is slowly consuming the planet. "100% man-beast powered." Okay. Well, while we're exploring... Ooh, our power demands are actually starting to spike a bit. And it is most likely these... Well, they'll stop once we actually gather enough. I don't want more boilers on it. Okay, let's slow things down. I'm going to need a boiler. Basically, we will need boilers once we've got a setup for proper oil refining. So, how about we look at setting this up now? Okay. We are being scared away by a ship with guns. How rude. Okay, go home for now. I'm going to start the repairs of the oil rig so that we can bring in more crude oil. Not that we're using it just yet, but now that we've actually discovered that, the moment we've got settlement power, we're going to be going for advanced diesel. But in the meanwhile, let's set up a proper boiler system over here. We've got a lot of water being generated for industrial use over here, and I'm probably going to tap into that for our energy. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and set up something down here. I would like a boiler. And we're going to have this just generating power to begin with, but we are eventually going to migrate to having this run, also feed into our oil and a few other things besides. Steam is used in a lot of ways. Actually, let's first decide where I'm going to be placing the storage silos for this. So first and foremost, I'm going to want loose storage for coal. Somewhere about... not there. Somewhere about not there. I'm going to want loose storage for coal here. Some loose... some water here. Let's cancel that and rebuild it further up. Now, of course you're the other way around, aren't you? Just to be contrary. So, water, coal. I will want coal delivered over here. And water. Delivered over there. And eventually I'll have that move along as I get more boilers. We are going to want a smokestack to get rid of the exhaust, because obviously we're burning coal. And that is going to need to be dealt with. I will have this exist. I'm going to leave a little bit of room for this one, so that I can tie in a couple of other boilers eventually. So we'll pop that one there. And hook that across, like so. There we go. Now, I'm going to be producing high pressure steam. I'm going to want to use that steam for other things. But when I have any excess steam available, that steam can be used for generating power. Now, the way we do that is we want a high pressure turbine that will accept high pressure steam, and it will produce, or rather exhaust, low pressure steam, as one might expect. I'm going to say that we're going to build this out in this direction. Now, in the beginning, it's going to be producing low pressure steam, and we're not going to be able to do anything with that, but later on we will. And in fact, much later on, we're going to be able to reclaim the water out of that steam. There's all sorts of things we're going to be able to do. The technology to make better use of the exhaust products is going to be a very big part of us moving forward. And on that note, I'm going to place this... Oh, I'd really love it if it was like... There we go, that's a little bit better. I'm going to place this here. Now, I'm not exactly sure whether using this as well will be the wise move. How much will this produce? This will produce 2 exhausts and 8 steam every 10 seconds. This will pretty much just take in 4 every 10 seconds and produce 4 low steam. I think I might actually want 2 burners. No, we should be okay. We should be okay. Because this can get rid of up to 200 in 20 seconds. It'll just alternate and the pipe will kind of back up for a little bit. We want steam pipes, and we'll leave that on level 2. Bring that down. Over here, up and around. There we go. Now the way that this will generate power is this will accept 4 high pressure steam. It can produce up to 1000 mechanical power. We can then run that through a power generator, which at maximum can produce 250 units of power in exchange for a certain amount of mechanical power. I think 500. So this could run 2 of these at full bore. But you've also got the flywheel, which can store up to 80 megawatt seconds worth of mechanical power as inertia for the spinning mess. So basically the turbine works better if it gets, because it doesn't produce any power while it's spinning up. So it's generally better to have it running for a while than to constantly turning on and off and turning on and off. So having the flywheels allows it to run at full power for a while, storing power in the flywheel, and then it can shut down while so it's not using up steam and having the boiler run unnecessarily. And then when the flywheel drops below a certain level of stored energy along the shaft, the generator can kick in again and start building up. Ideally, and because we've researched the advanced power generation, mechanical power storage, we can now turn on this, which will automatically manage the generator. So it will always try to, like, if I'm overproducing energy and I've got nowhere to store it, it'll just shut the generator down. And as the energy in the shafts gets too low, it'll start to ramp back up again so that it is producing power just about when I need it. So it has time to ramp up beyond the point where it's not going to be producing any output. So what we'll do is we'll add one of these there straight away, and then another one of these on the end. And this little setup then will produce me 500 power. More than all of my diesel generators combined, which is rather nice. But we're going to need to get everything on the go. This one's going to need water, and it will need to keep full. And this one's going to need coal, and will need to be kept full. Let's start prioritizing things. Let's get you built. Let's get you built. And this steam can also be used in the refining process. We actually definitely need more pops, though. Build another house. Oh, my lord. Okay, let's have a quick look at what was going on in chat. Sorry for... I was waffling on there, not reading chat. Can I connect the second tier 2 farm? Oh, yes, quite right. Thank you very much for that. I got completely sidetracked. I remember thinking about it too, and then I just focused on something else, like a derp. That one's actually important enough that I'll just go ahead and I'll prioritize build it. Dunk. There we are. So that'll start being maintained automatically. There we go. We're already filling that with... Oh, fantastic. We can quick build this because we already have the material available to us, whether we do that or not. Oh, our ship is coming back into port. Hooray!